wheel and said, if you're scared to drive, I can drive and show you. And I looked at him and said, my good fellow, get the hell out of that car and hand over the driver's wheel. And I think that is generally the theme of every day of our lives, where everyone's happy to have us sit in the passenger seat, even in our professions, and have someone else take the wheel. But if we want the wheel, we actually have to specify that, listen, I'm here to drive. I'm not here for the ride. I'm not here to sit along. I'm not here to just drive along while somebody else takes control. And the other thing I believe is also very interesting, and I was doing some research about it. There is this general impression that women are bad drivers. Do you know research shows that women are better drivers than men? All over the world, insurance companies will price you based on what category of driver you are. So they've done research on this and they've discovered that a woman or a man is 4 times more likely to hit a car than a woman is. A man is far more likely to injure himself or somebody else than a woman is, and far more likely to claim insurance on a car than a woman is, to prove that women are just simply better drivers. So, big round of applause for everyone who showed up today, because this is just that one step further. When you make cars that are safer for women, because women are safer drivers, you will generally have safer roads as we go forward. But this conversation is about more than just that. It's about these amazing women. And Radhika Apte is in the house, guys. I know. These amazing women who have walked into their spaces of work and have said, give me the wheel, I'm going to drive today. And I'm going to drive every day. And I'm sure that the varied kinds of experiences and sexism that they have faced has not stopped them. But there'll be learning there for all of us from everything that you go through. And Radhika, I want to start with you. First of all, I'm such a big fan. It's so nice to meet you in person. You're such a star.
I'm so pleased to meet you too. I'm very excited.
So you've actually talked about this a lot. And the interesting thing about the work that you do is that you have to use your body. It's part of the job. There was that story about one actor who tickled your feet without permission, where basically, because your body is part of the job, it just becomes public property in some sense, where everybody can just talk about it like it's a public sense. Is that worse for women? Have you come across situations where you thought, you know what, if I was a man, this would have never happened?
See, there are two different things here. Yes. I'll tell you. Because what happens, because the body is such an important tool in my profession, I remember once I was at a photo shoot and I had to wear pretty skimpy clothes, and I'm very comfortable with my body. I don't care about what I wear, or I'm not like, I'm very, very comfortable with my body. So I was there. I remember the whole team came in my vanity van. The producers who had nothing to really do with my costume fitting at that time. And they all came and they were literally talking about me as if I wasn't there in the room, And they were telling me, oh, this, but yeah, put some here, thing here, take something out from there, this is not looking fine, and I remember thinking, oh my God, if I start talking to them about their bodies the way they're talking about mine, will they even cope with this? So that, I think, happens to men and women both. Because a man, I remember, one of my co-actors was going through so much stress because he didn't have enough muscle, as according to the producer. And he was losing sleep because every morning they'll say, कि अरे तुझे बनना है ना, I won't take the name, but तुझे ये बनना है ना, तो कैसे होगा? Stop calling your girlfriend, go to the gym. So that's actually the same for both men and women. But yes, I think the fact that men touch you inappropriately on sets, and a certain people who are still a bit old school, who think that banging on women's doors in the middle of the night just because you're drunk is okay, or texting them and saying some disgusting things is okay, is quite, it's become less, definitely, but it's there. And this incident happened to me in a South film, in a Telugu film, I was told actually that this man does this to women. And I did not know this till the first day I went there. I remember I shook hands with him and he wouldn't let go of my hand. And I was just like, okay, something has to be done.
It's always a sign.
It's disgusting.
Creepy handshakes are always a
Disgusting. And you know what? Actually, a very close friend of mine who's such a sweetheart and who's not like this at all, not creepy at all, and you know, absolute sweetheart, once said that, oh, it's become very difficult for men, yeah? You know, you don't know whether you hug or not, or shake hands, or it's really difficult. I used my own language, which I won't use right now. But I said that, listen, it's not rocket science. You know, you obviously know, yeah. You shake hands, you know what is creepy, what is not, and what is normal.
Actually, you know that there are very few men here, but if anyone is watching a video of this, here's a thumb rule. When in doubt, don't touch the woman.
No, I'm saying there is no reason to doubt. If you don't have, what do you say, a question in your hand, a shake hand is a shake hand. You know when it goes beyond that. Yeah, come on. Intuitions, use your own intuitions, you know. And I also told him, I said, like, it's literally about it's like the Volvo initiative also, that we don't think that women need a specific, specific attention, right? Similarly, we don't realize that, I told him that, do you know, one day I was at promotions in a college. Sorry, I'm talking a lot, I'm going to wrap this. But some man came and grabbed my ass. He really did. Yeah. A student came and grabbed my ass. Before I knew it, the producer who was with me, she turned around and slapped him. We got into the car. Within the next 5 minutes, we were talking about what is the next destination. I had forgotten that somebody had grabbed my ass. So I told him that if somebody grabbed your balls, what would you forget in 5 minutes? You wouldn't. The fact that I forget tells you how often we've gone through this, how routine this has become. And we are so used to this that we don't even think about it anymore. So if you have to think a little about whether to shake hands or hug or not, go through that much pain. It's okay for the bigger cause.
Absolutely. And I just want to open this up so you all grab a mic and just jump in whenever you want to. Devika, this happens in workplaces, and I was told by someone who doesn't work in my office but in a different office, saying, you know, it's become really uncomfortable, yeah. You don't know what you can say to women and what you can't say. You don't know if you can, like, give them a compliment. I was like, not in a workplace. Nobody gives a damn about how you feel and how much you appreciate a woman and the way she looks in a workplace. She's not there to be appreciated by you. So the workplace has also become a minefield because people don't know what they can say, what they can do. And it's simply about looking at every situation from a woman's point of view.
You know, when the whole Me Too movement happened last year, one of the questions that I actually asked in an ET panel was, what were the men doing? You know, what are the men of Hollywood and Bollywood doing while women are getting accosted this way? You know, why isn't someone asking them? You clearly knew what was happening. And I think, at least in my company, it's very important for me that the men make sure that the women are protected in any outward situation like this. I mean, I've had instances where a woman salesperson, and I'm sure the Volvo team here will understand this, a woman salesperson had to deal with the client who was not very appropriate, and the guy stepped up and said, hey, you know, back off. This is my team member, we do not allow this. So I think it's very important, first of all, for the men in the company to play a hand in being protective of women, even if they're being presumptuously overly protective, that is still okay. The second thing that happened with the whole Me Too movement, I got all the women in my company, and I have 300 employees. 30% of them are women. Thank you. And it's a 100% women-owned company. And I asked them, you know, just to be sure that, look, do you face any challenges in the company? Not really. And then I asked them why. And then the guy said that, look, at the end of the day, it's a woman-owned company. If we do something against a woman, and she goes up to you, we know we're just going to get it, and we're just going to have it, our careers will be screwed. And when I presented this actually to the government, saying that women have to be leaders, not only for the intelligence that they bring to the job, but also because then the younger and other women in the company feel more protected. So I think, you know, in the workplace, Of course, there is all kinds of harassment, as Radhika said, that it's all over our society. But I would say the emphasis should fall more on the men in the environment, and it looks bad on them when a country is known to be unsafe for women. It doesn't make the women look bad; it makes the men look bad, and so the men have to step up in this job.
Absolutely, and I just want to point out during